Let's take a look at the chart action for Cardano. All right, so we had support right here. 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 We had a trend line going to the upside right there. We broke that trend line going to the downside right there. Ever since here, since we had that double top, I've been skeptical. So what I'm looking at now is doing a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of this trend to the top of the trend. We'll grab the Fibonacci tool, drag from the bottom to the top. That gives me some levels to watch in this retracement going to the downside. What I'm thinking is, I think we're going to get bounces on these retracement levels. That's what the theory is. So what I'm doing right now is putting limit orders on the 38% level right here, the 50% level right here, and the 61% level right here. These levels are sitting at around 230, 205, and 1.81. Let's see if we could get some bounces on these Fibonacci retracement levels. The other thing is though, if we zoom in, we have a trend line going to the downside right here. We have resistance right here, we have resistance right here, we have resistance right here. Until we break this trend line going to the upside, something like that, I'm assuming that we're trending down and we're going to get resistance on it and keep trending to the downside. So basically, if we come down, fill this limit order, and then come bounce up here and we start getting rejected and start falling down, what I'll do is probably take profits on that and then set up the limit order again. It's possible that we come through and break up. If we do that, then I'll start dollar cost averaging if we break this trend line right there. All right, so if we jump over the Cardano to Ethereum chart, we've been watching this downtrend right here. Pretty much resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here, giving me this downtrend, something like that. We broke above that right here, and now we have like this little uptrend going something like that. I guess we can draw a trend line something like this possibly. And so it looks like, so we're on the 4-hour time frame right now, and it looks like we have this 180 moving average coming in right here. I think if we could break above that, we're going to see a nice move to the upside, or maybe Cardano will get a nice little pump. This is Cardano to Ethereum. So basically, if this chart is moving up, Cardano is doing good, and if this chart is going down, Ethereum is doing good, and vice versa. So what I'm looking at right now is the 4-hour time frame, the 180 moving average right there. Let's see if we can break above that. We're still on this little uptrend going something like that, this little uptrend right here. And then also if we go to the daily time frame, we have the 9 moving average that it looks like we're right about to test. This is the 9 moving average right here, this blue line right there. It looks like we're coming up and testing it right now. I think if we could break above that, that'll also give us a nice little move to the upside. We could maybe be looking at previous resistance, maybe something right here, or previous resistance, something right here, and this little falling wedge pattern target, something like that. I don't know how far it'll pump going to the upside in this market. It's possible we see a move to the upside in Cardano versus Ethereum at least. In general, when this chart moves to the upside, we want to start looking at Cardano. Let's see if we can get a breakout out of this 180 moving average on the 4-hour, and on the daily time frame, if we could break this 9 moving average right there. I think if we do, we might see a move on Cardano. If we head over the total crypto market cap, like we've been talking about, we've been watching this channel pattern, something like that. I've been saying until we break it going to the downside that we don't have to worry. And we actually broke that going to the downside. In the last couple of videos, we've been talking about, are we going to close on the bottom or the top? Looks like we're closing on the top, and we might be coming in for some of these previous support zones, something like that. What I'm looking at right now on the total crypto market cap is maybe doing a Fibonacci retracement. Since we broke our big trend, we could do a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of this trend to the top of it, something like that. And I'm kind of looking at this 50% level at around 1.79 trillion. On the daily time frame, we have this 180 moving average, this orange line coming in right there, and it looks like it's lining up right in that area, something like that. In general though, what I was talking about on my Ethereum video, we have the 9 moving average right here on the daily time frame. I think until we break back above this, going something like that, or it'll probably, in my opinion, I think it'll do something like this, and then we'll come down and have to come back up, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. But until we break back above this, something like that, then I think it's going to cause resistance and kind of cause us to go down. In general, I'm not getting bullish again until we break back above that. But like I said, it's possible that we get some bounces on these Fibonacci retracement levels. And I'm kind of looking at that 50% level because this 180 moving average on the daily time frame, something like that. And we already did get this candle going all the way pretty much down there. The other day when we got that big dump, it came right down to 1.83 trillion. This is sitting at around 1.79 trillion. So yeah, let's see how far this is going to go. In my opinion, I think we're in a downtrend right now. We could even do resistance something like this and resistance something like this. We have to see where this candle closes, but for now it looks like we have a little trend now on the daily time frame, maybe something like that. So let's see where this daily candle closes. If it stays red and it keeps going to the downside, I think this trend line is valid, and until we break it going to the upside, then I think we're in a downtrend, something like that. If we go back to Cardano, here's what I'm looking at in general. So we have a downtrend, something right here. We have resistance right here, and right here. Until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'm assuming that we're trending down. But I do think that we might be seeing volatility, something like that. That's why I'm saying I'm buying these limit orders, and if they bounce up, then we'll get some volatility and maybe take some profits. But if we break this trend line going to the upside, then we can maybe get a little more bullish, and then we'll be looking at this previous resistance that we've been trying to break for a while now. If we could break above that, then we could get a little more bullish. So yeah, that's basically how I'm kind of treating this. But I do think we're in a downtrend, and I do think there might be some volatility. Right now on the 4-hour time frame, you could also argue that we have resistance right here and we have resistance right here, giving me a downtrend, something like this. So if we break this downtrend going to the upside, we might see a move heading up, trying to test this trend line up here. We have support right here and we have support right here, it looks like. If we can hold that support right there, maybe we're looking at something like that. So this is in the short time frame. We're looking at some sort of pattern, something like that. But in general, I'm looking at this top trend line, something right there. If you guys like that video, hit the thumbs up and let me know what you guys think.